お嬢様。
Hello, my lords and ladies, Joe here, and today I'll be reviewing Chapter 1059 of One Piece, the Captain Kobe Incident. Back from a break last week, we had the formation of the Cross Guild. I was looking forward to seeing what happened to the other Shichibukai, and this chapter did not disappoint. Let's get into it. Caesar surprised me with the cover story, and he certainly surprised Katakuri and Oven as well. You kind of forget how powerful the Gasu Gasu no Mi is, capable of producing any type of gas. A hallucinogen makes perfect sense. And at first I was thinking, why didn't Katakuri see this coming? But maybe that's just how badly the gas is affecting him. Marco formally bows out, heading back to Sphinx Island. Marco having one of my favorite abilities, I'm going to miss him. But it makes sense. He was so connected to Whitebeard that when Newgate's time ended, I'm sure Marco felt like his time was over as well, especially after losing to Teach in the Payback War. But something tells me we haven't seen the last of Marco. There is a loose end that still needs to be addressed. We get a flashback of the conversation between Yamato and Luffy and why she isn't joining the crew. Let me get one little dig in here. Even though Luffy says, "Come on, be a pirate," the chemistry was never there. And when someone Luffy wants to join the crew turns him down, he doesn't take no for an answer. And he accepts Yamato not joining pretty fast. Okay, now I'm going to do something I thought I'd never do, and actually say that this was the best we've seen from Yamato. She is showcasing some actual character. She's choosing to stay behind because she feels like she needs to protect Wano, not because of Odin, but because of her. Whether she realizes it or not, Yamato is a protector, kind of a side effect of being bound to Onigashima by Kaido. So, wow, probably the last time we're going to see Yamato in a while, and it was on a positive note. I never thought I'd see the day. Moving on to Amazon Lily. Where last we saw it, the Marines were getting ready to take on the Pirate Empress. And the island definitely didn't come out of this fight unscathed. We get our first look at the SSG's project, which is a new type of pacifista. Kids with white hair, black wings, and fire sprouting out of their backs. Scientifically engineered Lunarians, which still seem to have the old pacifistas' ability to fire lasers. But things really started to shake up with the arrival of Blackbeard. And he brought Divon and Shot with him as well. Looks like what he was referring to all those chapters ago was Hancock's ability, wanting to steal it for himself. And I'm loving the Blackbeard pirates acting like actual pirates. Devon talking about how she wants to cut off Boa's head as a trophy, and Shot saying that they should take her alive because he wanted to... get some old school Pirates of the Caribbean ride on her. So now we got a triple threat match. The Marines versus the Kuja versus the Blackbeard Pirates. Things are getting interesting. Blackbeard goes head to head with another one of these new pacifistas. And good God, this is the one that sliced the mountain in a single cut. But what shook me more than that was that Blackbeard used his armament hockey to block one of these attacks. I mean, that is an impressive feat, especially when the Yami Yami no Mi ensures that Blackbeard takes the full impact of every attack. I don't know. Since armament hockey cancels out Logia intangibility, do you think that Blackbeard's own hockey cancels his own hyper damage absorption? Let me know. Now, my only complaint of this chapter is that it's a bit chaotic, which, considering the limits on the length, can be understandable. But I don't really get what happened between Blackbeard and this new pacifista. Did he absorb him with his darkness? Blackbeard doing this black hole attack after the fight with the pacifista? Anyway, things really come to a head when Hancock pretty much takes out all the opposing sides. You know, when Blackbeard first revealed the big mystery of what he didn't want to fall into the Marines' hands was Hancock's ability, I was kind of disappointed. Like, the Mero no Mi? Really, that's it? But after seeing it in action again, in such a high-impact situation, I can see why Blackbeard would want it. It took out pretty much everyone instantly, including a vice admiral and 2 of Blackbeard's commanders. Well, except for Kobe, and more importantly, Blackbeard, who now has his devil fruit canceling grip around Hancock's neck. I really like the exchange that goes on here. I will take Hancock's word at face value and assume she's telling the truth, revealing that even though Blackbeard wants her power, only someone of her caliber of beauty can fully utilize it. So it wouldn't be as useful as Blackbeard thought it would. Furthermore, even if another person takes her ability, they won't be able to undo her petrification, meaning she has to be the one to undo it, or they remain stone forever. So, if Blackbeard and Kobe want their allies back, Hancock cannot be killed. We get some interesting exposition between Blackbeard and Kobe. Whatever the Rocky Port incident was, it involved the former Rocks pirate Ochoku. Probably those hearts Law delivered to the Marines were Ochoku's crew. And with his crew gone, Blackbeard was able to take out the former Rocks pirate and establish his new main base on Beehive Island, which, by the way, was also Rock's former headquarters as well. I hope we get to see Ochoku at some point. Something tells me that he is the man marked by flames that Kid was referring to. I really like Blackbeard's reasoning when dealing with Hancock. You can tell he wants his crew back, but he's a pirate, and he thinks like a pirate. He assumes if he allows Hancock to use her powers again, she'll immediately turn them on him, and that would be it. One stone dead teach. So he's not going to risk it. He's going to have to kill her. But then Rayleigh shows up to bring an end to this war. Basically, Rayleigh lays down the law and says, everyone go home. Now, someone might say that this was a major L for Blackbeard. Maybe even going so far as comparing him to what was the pathetic display of Green Bull. But that's not giving Blackbeard nearly enough credit. So, Blackbeard had 2 options. Kill Boa Hancock, which would mean he'd lose the majority of his crew, including 2 of his commanders, having to fight Rayleigh, whose reputation was still fearsome, and went toe-to-toe with Kizaru not too long ago. He'd still have to deal with these new pacifistas. And if he won, his only prize would be a power that he just found out wouldn't be that good in his hands. Or he lets Hancock go, gets his crew back, and everyone walks away. Considering Blackbeard is a tried and true pirate that loves his tactical retreats, this was a no-brainer. And it wasn't like he was there with his hands up in the air, shitting his pants from someone that was half a country away. And there isn't a One Piece film Silver coming out that Rayleigh wanted to sell tickets for. So no, it's not the same, and it didn't leave a bad taste in my mouth, nor did it hurt Blackbeard's standing. Especially when Rayleigh reveals that he was bluffing, and Blackbeard is too strong for the aging Dark King. You know, I never thought about how Rayleigh knew the location of Amazon Lily. He was, after all, the right hand of Rogers, so I just figured he knew a whole bunch of stuff. But it is revealed that his main squeeze Shaku was a former empress of Amazon Lily. There was speculation about which pirate crew Shaku belonged to, many thinking that it might have been Rocks. But no, it was the Kuja pirates. Now it makes sense why Rayleigh has a more intimate relation with this island. And then another huge reveal. One of the pacifistas was the spitting image of Hancock when she was a young girl, even wearing her earrings for some reason. Then that got me thinking. Let's go back to that other pacifista. The one that sliced that mountain. What kind of person is capable of doing that? One with these eyes? One who looks like this? That's right. We've got a Lunarian pacifista clone of Mihawk here.
Jesus, tap dancing Christ.
When they said that they were going to replace the Shichibukai, boy oh boy did they mean it, because they are replacing them with clones of them. I hope we get to see a little chibi Lunarian Doflamingo. It would be really funny if they cloned Buggy as well, and it just wasn't as strong as they thought it would be, and like Vegapunk blames himself thinking that he must have made a mistake somewhere. But it really makes me wonder who else has been cloned. Is it just former Shichibukai? Will there be a crocodile clone? It really gets the noggin a-joggin'. And the final reveal is that Blackbeard didn't leave empty-handed, as he took the new hero of the Marines, Kobe, with him. Why? Don't know. But it will be interesting to see if Kuzan and Kobe get to interact and confirm our suspicions that the pirate formerly known as Aokiji is actually a deep undercover sword agent like Drake was. Anyway, very solid chapter. I quite enjoyed it. It got a lot done, even if it was a bit chaotic. But finding out what happened to Hancock, the reveal of the SSG's weapon, Blackbeard, with a nice little twist of a kidnapped Kobe. 4 out of 5 stars. Next week, I'm wondering if Marco is going to go home to a pissed off Weevil. Not that I'll be too disappointed if we skip over Weevil, but it would be nice to know what happened to the last loose end of the Shichibukai. What do you think about what we've learned, Mihawk's Luminarian clone, Blackbeard's retreat with Kobe? Let me know what you think of the chapter in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the world of tomorrow.